Hello, everyone. This is Christina Santos. I'm the founder, missionary, and chaplain of the Heart Root Supportive Ministries. Welcome to our new edition of Heart to Heart Talk. And today I'm delighted to share the story of a dear friend that I have met through, as part of my journey. So the Heart to Heart Talk, it features real people with real stories of God's calling and healing. And this is just our platform to share people's real testimonies, of healing and as they're going through their life changing journey. So before I introduce to you my friend, I just wanted to say this quote from C.S. Lewis. It's one of my favorite quotes. And it says, extraordinary things only happen to extraordinary people. Maybe it's a sign that you've got an extraordinary destiny, something greater that you could have imagined. So, our goal here with the Heart to Heart Talk is to share with you these life changing stories that, as you hear it, I pray that it will stir up faith, it will stir up hope, and you know that you're not the only one. You're not alone in this struggle. There are people that are going through the same thing, but there's hope in just really being part of this journey and really having faith. So, this person that I'm going to introduce to you is Angelica Caballero. Hello, Angelica.
Hi,
Hi.
Christina.
So I met Angelica while I was volunteering at the Emmanuel Cancer Center in Turlock, California, when I was, when I started as a volunteer. And our local cancer center holds very dear to my heart because this is where I really discovered that I was doing God's ministry right in the middle of, like cancer patients that were going through the journey as I was going through my own healing journey. And so I would like to say hello to Angelica, and Angelica, say hello to everybody watching us right now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelica Caballero.
Yes, so share something about yourself, Angelica.
I'm from Atwater, California. I have 4 kids. I've been married for 16 years. My oldest son is Luis, 20, Jasmine, 18, and Rafael, 15, and Arlene, 6 right now.
Oh, you have a 6 year old.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Angelica, do you have any recollection how we met? Do you still remember how we first met?
Yeah.
I
I,
do. I want you to go ahead.
yes, I was in a cancer center with a treatment. I was very, by that time when I met her, I was kind of, it was hard for me doing chemo. And I think you remember, Christina, you saw my face, it was hard. So I remember you came in and told me you want to pray for me. And that helped me a lot too.
Yeah, that's good. Part of what I did as a volunteer was, it was very simple. You made coffee, you brought snacks. I believe I was warming up the blankets, giving pillows in the oncology room. And I saw you. You always love to put, the blanket over your face.
Yeah.
So, and I was just like, like just trying to tiptoe myself around you, but your husband was there. And I remember like you just didn't want to talk to anybody. And I didn't know how you were going to be receptive to me, but I just said, "Excuse me, would you like some snacks?" And I could really sense, because I could really sense you were struggling physically, and I just had that compassion towards you. And I just kind of talked to your husband first, got to know you. And then I did have the courage. At that point, I was building up my courage and my braveness, to just come up to you and say, "Hey, just let me know." And then I think I got your phone number, if you
Yes.
remember, because part of what I was doing back then was just after I would volunteer, I had a regular schedule like Tuesday afternoon that I'd come back Friday morning. In between, I was, like praying the next day and then calling people up. So thank you so much for allowing, giving me the opportunity to just really, obey the Lord, and now look, we now have an official ministry,
Yes.
just serving people like you. So, Angelica, I know it's been hard, and and you're still going through your journey, right?
Yes, I am.
So tell me, as a still a current cancer patient, what pivotal moment or event that happened in your life shaped you to become who you are today? Can you please share us your story?
Yes. Like us, when I got the nose, it was like I was going through school to get my associate's degree, and I thought my life was perfect that time, and I was feeling bad, so I went to the doctor, and the doctor decided me to do an colonoscopy on me, and they did it, and they found I was cancer with a stage 3. So they started to do it. So I went and they started doing radiation and chemo with the hope that the cancer will shrink. So
Mm,
we went and they did a scan in September, and they found out the cancer spread to my body. So it became a stage 4. So I went to the Stanford doctor, and I didn't know that at that time. So we went with the hope that everything will be okay. And the doctor came to me and said, "Come over here. For this, you don't need a degree." So he showed me like a little computer, but I didn't know how cancer looked. I only saw beautiful colors there. Yeah, that's where I thought beautiful colors. Oh, wow, beautiful colors. Then he came and pointed to me. You see, this is cancer. This is your primary cancer. You see more spots over there in your body. You have a lot of cancer in your body. And I told him, so there's no future operation for me? And he told me, no, there's no future for you. So he started opening the door and he left. He left.
oh,
So I was like, I was in shock. How can cancer spread from May to September? So my body was embedded with cancer. So in that time, I was with my youngest daughter. She was 2 years and 7 months, but she always talked. She was a very talkative person. She started talking early age. So we went to the car because my husband didn't want to talk about the note. So we went to the car, and my daughter keep asking, "Mom," and she was still, "Mom, tell me what the doctor told you." But we know it was not a good news. So I turned around and smiled to her and told her everything will be fine. And she said, "Father and son will cure you, Mom." So in that point, I knew that God was talking through my daughter. Like, how can a kid have more faith than me? So at that point, I since then I started having more faith and changed my attitude. Instead of seeing bad things coming through, I would say positive
mm,
because of her. God was talking through my daughter, and that's who I am right now. With I was, and they have told me a lot of stuff that for the past years they told me there's no hope for me, but God has proven there's hope and there's miracles because the medication they told me was not going to work is starting working on my body,
oh,
and I'm
wow.
still fighting here. And I believe in prayers as well.
Mhm.
Praying, it's it's talking like to God, and I know He will listen to you, but it has to be the perfect time, and wait patiently
Mhm.
into things change your life.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, that's
So,
shaped me to be who I am right now.
yeah, and you're still, it's still like a battle,
Yeah,
but one thing that I see with you, I mean, if I just met you now, I would never ever be able to tell, just because of, just like what I'm seeing you now, I see the strength and I see the fight, what a big contrast from when you started your journey. And I know that, you're experiencing some life changing episode, and it shows. So Jessica, just I know you said when I was kind of like prepping for this talk that you had like three areas of cancer in your body. Is that
yeah.
right?
I have a mutation that's here on my shoulder,
Yeah.
there's a unique mutation. It calls BLM, and they told me there's no trial medication for it, and they told me that's why chemo would not work. They only gave me 2 months to 30 days to live in 2017.
2017.
Yes,
And look
yes,
at 2020.
yes. And I know that's why I told you God has put his hands in that medication to work. Like I'm still here fighting. I know there's more coming. There's the stop in 2019 the treatment because again it was not working. But again, continue praying. And look, I'm still fighting, and I still have a lot of hope that we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, and you know, so many people care for you. So last year, Angelica and her family like was one of the recipients. You know, when we started the project, you know, Thankful Hearts back then. Now we're calling it Project Giving Hearts. You know, and it's a pleasure working with in our local cancer center. Very kind-hearted, compassionate, caring social workers. They've been, you know, working with me and the volunteers, and then now the Heart of Ruth being a fully accredited 501c3 nonprofit organization. I really intended to, you know, bless and work with reputable health centers in our area, and you had been identified as one of the recipients, and I said, I know Angelica. You know, so last year when you felt, you know, the love of the Lord just through the giving, you know, of the staff at the cancer center, you know, the volunteers, and then some of our donors, you know, some of the business owners in our local community who are actually watching this heart to heart talk right now. How did that effort make you feel and your
It made
family?
me
How was
feel,
your Thanksgiving last year?
yeah, it made me feel like there's people that care about you. You know, they make you feel unique, and I feel very appreciated. All the people who volunteer, and thanks to them, we have a good family dinner last year, and I know they're doing the same thing this year, and I know that I am as well getting one, and I appreciate a lot all
Yeah.
you guys that have a good heart donating
Thank
to the family in need.
Thank you, thank you. And you know, one of the things that that inspires me, you know, uh, I think we can churches. You know, there's churches, and we get our feeding, and like with the Heart Root, we are a movement of people of God, loving people, and our pillar ministry is really the prayer and healing, where you and I had met because of prayer and healing. But you know, it, to me, you know, as the founder of this ministry, it's not enough that I just pray for people. You know, it is important too that we minister, you know, to the needs. And I'd love to make you feel special, you know, because just as God, you know, the Lord, he's gonna ask us one day, how did when I was sick, did you visit me? When I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was thirsty, did you give me something to drink? When I was prison, when did you visit me? So that's just really our way of showing God's love. It's very simple, but hopefully, you know, it created good memories, you know, to look back on. And those memories are your treasures to know that people love and care for you. Okay. So I wanted to now ask you, okay, what valuable lessons have you learned right now, you know, after going through your journey? Can you share that?
Yes, it made me appreciate more the life and my family. I appreciate they always with me, you know, and I never thought it would be so so together. After I got their notes, my family was a little bit not too tight, but now I feel their love, and I know they care about me, and I know God has teach us to be more united after my after I got their notes.
Yeah. Yeah. And last year, remember, I called you accidentally and you were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I remember I met this lady, and she heard about my story that I was a cancer patient, and she told me she came to me, "Do you want to travel?" And where would you like to travel? I told her, if I could travel, I wanted to go to Hawaii. And she said, okay, I will pay the hotel for you. And she make a go fund for me, and people start donating. So I was there for a whole week, and I feel very appreciated. But I know God put those people on my path,
Yeah.
and and it was so amazing. It was a good memory to travel to Hawaii with my family.
So you did not know this woman at all?
No, she
Oh,
heard,
wow.
and she feel sympathy how I was going through, and she always see me positive, and she told me, why you're so smiling, everything's going bad, in your life, have you cancer, they told you you're going to die. And I told her, because I have faith in God,
Wow, yeah.
that
So
saved my life.
that's
Yes.
beautiful. So there was a GoFundMe account, and
Yes.
people, like even strangers, gave, and you had enough money to go on a trip of a lifetime to Hawaii. So that's amazing. I'm glad that you got to experience that. I probably need to go. I wish I could go to Hawaii, but it was just a blessing, to know that you went there, and it was like a good rest and recreation for you. So, Angelica, let me ask you another question. How do you think God is calling you today? And how will you fulfill that calling?
I feel that God called me to give people hope. People sometimes think that God does not exist. I think God exists. And look, they have told me that I was going to die so many times, and I believe in miracles, and I'm a miracle. Look, I'm still here. And
Yeah.
that's what I think my call is, to tell people, look, if you keep continue praying, God will listen to you. So that's how I believe that God had called me. And I know sometimes you think you're weak, but God will give you the strength to continue this fight.
Yeah, and you're not fighting alone.
No,
Okay.
there's a lot of people, that sometimes you feel that you're alone, but no, God will put people in your life that will help you through
Yeah.
your journey.
Yeah, and perhaps one of the reasons, okay, that the Lord is still sustaining you is you're going to now share this story, right? You're now sharing, testifying God's goodness, and folks, ladies and gentlemen, Angelica is still a cancer patient, and
Yes,
here she has agreed, to really just be out there and open her story up, to share to all of you, because there might be somebody out there who's feeling like, you know, Lord, are you there? Or has been recently diagnosed with cancer or a chronic illness. Just look at Angelica. She was declared she wasn't going to live past 2.5 months in 2017. And now, November 2020, she's right here in front of me here on Zoom sharing her story. So, Angelica, what advice or wisdom can you share to someone going through a similar life situation as you right now?
well, the wisdom, no, the well advice that I will give to the people is, don't never lose hope. Doctors can tell you that you will die, but God, He will tell you no. He has the last will, that He will give you strength a lot, so you can fight, continue fighting. So don't give up. Don't give up. That's what I told the people. Continue praying, and I know if you pray, God will listen to you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. And I'm gonna give you that an opportunity to say hello or just say a message in Spanish. And because Angelica is from Mexico, from Mexico. But I want to read to you a verse in the Bible, Angelica. This is my way of blessing. So one of the things that we do at the Heart of Root Supportive Ministries is to fight the darkness in this world with the 5 languages of love. And it involves positive words of affirmation, touch or compassion, time or friendship, service, and gifts. All right. And gifts are not just physical gifts. These are gifts that could be our spiritual gifts, the gift of love, compassion, the gift of faith, the gift of wisdom. So what I would like to impart to you is a verse in the word of the Lord. And Angelica, I think you we are friends on Facebook, so you know that I do succulents, right? This is actually pink succulent right here. And you know what, Angelica? And I know you love succulents, right? You are a pink succulent. Okay? You are a pink succulent. This succulent was green, but the pinkness comes out because of this anthocyanin. Okay? It's a pigmentation that you have to bring out through this process called stressing the succulents. Okay? And the way to stress the succulents is to expose it to extreme heat, deprive it of water, and just basically like just really stress it out. And but to the point that it's not, the plant is not gonna die. Okay, it's just bringing out the pinkness out of you and bringing out the deeper beauty that is within you. And I can relate to what you're going through because I went through something similar. It's not cancer, but it was a chronic illness. But I too have felt that the Lord has really redeemed me from the pain. Even though I still have it, I don't give in to it. I rise above it. It's the spiritual healing that God has been able to share with my life, in my life. And so you are a pink succulent. So the verse I'm going to bless you with is my way of giving you positive words of affirmation. And it is in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 7 to 8. And God says here, but blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit. What you are experiencing right before my eyes, Angelica, is yes, you just continue to bear fruit and produce fruit. And I know this video that we are posting and sharing on social media is going to produce fruit because somebody who is meant to see this is going to watch this and realize from themselves, I want the joy, the hope, the trust in the Lord that Angelica has. So, Angelica, you have truly inspired me.
Thank
So do you have anything to share to people watching you know, on your social media? Just you can speak in English or speak in Spanish. I'd love to hear it. Share something before you go.
Aunque mi vida ha sido difícil, yo siempre le he hecho ganas. Yo sé que a veces me he puesto pues a llorar, pero cuando lloro en mis oraciones, sé que Dios me escucha. Y aquí he pasado momentos tan tristes, sé que me ha dado muchos motivos Dios para seguir luchando esta batalla.
And what was and translated let's quickly.
Well, I told my family, I know God has given me a lot of, I have a bad size on me in my life, but I know God has given me motivation to continue fighting
Yes,
this
yes,
this battle with the cancer.
that's beautiful. So what can you share? Say hello to our, say something to our friends at the Cancer Center watching this. And also the patients. I'm friends with some of the patients there who have become my friends as well.
If you see me, if you want to talk to someone, I'm here. I will listen to you and tell you about God. Like I tell God has given me a lot of strength that I never thought I will ever have in my life.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. So, Angelica, I just kind of wanted to share with you that I want to invite you. One of the services that the Harder Root does is every Wednesday, just like here on Zoom, we have a virtual prayer and healing support group. This is on Zoom, and
Okay.
we actually just pray for people, whether you're sick, you're in crisis, or just need kind of like hope, encouragement, emotional support. We minister to specific diseases, in partnership with, we use materials from the Healing Room Ministries. And because the Hara Root is a digital based ministry, so we can connect to anybody in the world. You can even invite your friends, family from Mexico. Okay, if they want to join, they needed to be prayed for. They're invited. So I want to invite you, Angelica, to that. It's something that I now do supplemental to what I do at the local cancer center, where I volunteer, and also where I serve as a chaplain in hospitals. This is my way of extending the emotional support and the spiritual care to people who would like to be ministered and prayed for directly. Another thing that I also wanted to share is that we have life groups that are on Zoom, on Facebook rooms and Messenger. If you would like to study God's word, because sometimes the roadblock to healing is the lack of knowledge of God's very specific promises in His Word. So instead of just reading God's Word, I really encourage you to study God's Word so you can be more intimate in meditating, and really flourishing and growing spiritually so you can claim all of these promises and then speak positive words of affirmations of healing. And I just spoke that promise to you, Angelica. I'll send it over to your Facebook Messenger. So because that's my gift to you, for agreeing to do this project. I'm sorry, this video testimonial. And at the same time, I wanted to take this opportunity to just, engage my family, my friends, and if you are being touched, if you're a partner of in the community and you want to bless, cancer patients like Angelica, they're going through a journey. Let's give in spite of our nothingness, right? In spite of not having enough. It's really the real way to receive from the Lord is to really give. And so, Angelica, you've given me your time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the trust and your willingness. I just gave you the idea to have this video interview with you on Zoom and Facebook. You just said yes, and I know it was meant to be. So we look forward to continuing to bless your family. I just wanted to recognize and thank our partners with New Life Christian Center for also helping our project Giving Hearts. So you will be a recipient of that, Angelica,
Thank
right?
you so much, everyone.
And I really hope that why don't you send me a photo of your family so that I can share it with everybody who's helped our ministry and our care and compassion service project this year. And also we would like to do this every year. It's hopefully an annual thing that we could do with our local cancer centers. And this year we're continuing to bless people who are served in Turlock, but we're also extending it to Merced, California. And then my desire is to extend it into my home country, the Philippines. That's where I was born. And who knows, maybe Angelica in Mexico as well, right? In the coming years. I'd love
Yes.
to work with you on that and become really the champion of God's healing, in real life. Okay.
Thank,
So, Angelica, thank you so much for this time. Stay on the Zoom. I'd like to bless you with a prayer. But everybody, if you would like to be blessed with a prayer, just like Angelica has been touched, join our virtual prayer and healing session on Zoom every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Angelica.
thank you, everyone.
God bless. Stay on the line.